Well, that was a bummer. We welcome you to Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Ricky Bottalico, I'm Michael Barkan. Ruben Amaro Jr. in a moment. It says right here, 3-2 in favor of the Diamondbacks. Walk-off home run from Adrian Del Castillo off of Jeff Hoffman. Ricky Bo, they finally barely solved, starter Ryan Nelson. They ended up tying the game, and I thought they had a real shot, especially with the meat of the order coming up in the top of the ninth. Did not happen. I thought, okay, they'll get it in the 10th, but then Del Castillo touches up Hoffman.
Yeah, 97 mile an hour fastball. I mean, too much of the plate. I mean, that's the bottom line. Sometimes you're going to challenge people. Sometimes you're going to leave it in a bad spot. He left it in a bad spot. He gets hit out of the park. These are two teams that were kind of back and forth with each other in this game. And it's a tale of a couple games. You look at the first inning, I didn't think Wheeler had his best stuff in the first inning in this game. He gave up one run in the first inning. I don't think that was that much of a big deal. I thought, in all honesty, I thought there was no way the Phillies should have scored in the 8th inning. I understand Castellanos walking. I get that. A.J. Puck comes into the game, and he ends up having an 0-2 count against Johan Rojas.
Yeah.
And you throw it right down the middle of the plate. I mean, that was a really bad pitch. Rojas took advantage, hit it off the wall, and Castellanos ended up tying the game. But just to no avail. An inning and a half later, you're done.
Let's go out to Ruben Amaro Jr. in Phoenix. Called tonight's game with Tom McCarthy. Here's the crossover. Ruben, we've had back and forth before on the opposing pitcher. I really thought Ryan Nelson did pitch well tonight, and the Phillies, no sooner had they solved them, gotten 2 runs off them, they end up losing on a walk-off. Tough way to lose tonight.
Yeah, but this is one of those games that I think that they lost, that they were beaten by the Arizona Diamondbacks. I don't think that this is one of those situations where they lost the game. I know that they ended up getting an L for it, but you got to give the other team some credit. That kid, Ryan Nelson, he was outstanding. He was really, really good. Had an excellent fastball today. He was dotting it. He was putting where he wanted to. A bunch of punch-outs, soft contact. I mean, very few base runners at all. And, he was perfect through, 4? I mean, it was pretty amazing. Nice job by Harper and Johan Rojas of getting the team back into the game. And, by and large, I think the bullpen did a nice job as well until until Hoffman left a pitch in the middle of the plate. And, hey, you got to give the rookie some credit. The man came through when he had to come through. This kid can swing the bat.
Yeah.
And he was as advertised, man. 3 hits and the game winner. So you got to give the guy some credit sometimes.
Ruben, I'm kind of on the same page as you. It's not a game that hurts like crazy. It's just one of those games you feel like, well, you know what? It was one of those tough games. You played hard. You just came out on the losing end of the stick. I have to ask you, that 8th inning, Castellanos walks. A.J. Puck had Johan Rojas in an 0-2 count, and he decides to just fastball down the middle. Was that a little surprising to you?
Yeah, I thought he might try to elevate or something like that, but he made a mistake, and that's what happens sometimes. And, you also would think that the outfield would be playing in a no-double situation. You don't want to let the team have a double to score the man from first base. And Castellanos scores just under the tag, but I thought they would be playing a little bit deeper. And as I've talked about a million times, this is a very fast outfield. These guys are really athletic, and the McCarthy was playing quite shallow. But you got to give Johan Rojas some credit as well. I mean, he had a really, really good night. He had a bullet to right field for an out. And Corbin Carroll made a heck of a play on. That probably would have been a triple. He gets a base hit later on, and then he picks up a double to left. I mean, that's a nice day for the kid. That's very promising. And for him to have done that against a team that basically, took his bat away from him during the playoffs last year. Nice job by him of having some pretty good at bats, and nice job by Rob Thomson of giving him the confidence and allowing him to hit in that situation.
Ruben, let's talk pitching for a second. Zack Wheeler, your thoughts on him going against a red-hot Arizona lineup? They're 23-9 over their last 32 for a reason. That said, Wheeler, 6 innings pitched, gives up 2 runs. His ERA stays virtually the same. What do you think of his performance?
I thought he threw great. I thought he threw well enough to win the baseball game. I was surprised that they even scored a run in that first inning. The defense was a little lethargic. A high fly ball into left field, short left field. I thought that either Marsh or Turner would be able to get to that ball. And then there was a base hit prior to that that Harper stayed by Josh Bell. Harper was staying on the line to guard against the double. And he didn't really bounce off because he didn't want to have the guy hit a double. And it was not really a hard hit ball to his right. And it just was good placement by Josh Bell. But, that's sort of got things going then. But I thought Wheeler pitched really well. He threw a really good fastball to Jock Peterson on the inside part of the plate. It's exactly where he wanted to throw it, I think. But Jock Peterson, again, you got to give him some credit. I mean, this guy's had a hell of a year. He turned on that ball pretty well and kept it fair and hit a home run. So, I mean, it was a well-played baseball, well-pitched baseball game, and the Phillies just came out on the bottom end.
Yep, they'll do it again tomorrow. Hope to get another win in this series. Ruben, thanks so much for joining us. We will talk to you tomorrow night, my friend. Appreciate
Mañana.
it. As always, mañana.
All over that strike zone. He was all over the square, but never right in the middle of the square. And even if he was, it was still up in the zone just enough to get it high enough where it's above the swing plane. I thought he threw the ball extremely well. His secondary, when you think about first pitches, and then he had a pretty good cutter to go along with it. So he brought the kitchen sink at you. 61% of his pitches though are fastballs.
Yeah.
I mean that's a hard bargain to go with, because you're counting on yourself to make sure that you throw each and every fastball in the right place. It's exactly what he did tonight. You can't, you have to sit back and say, okay, let me take another look at this. Did he really do that? And he did. He was dotting the I all the way around the strike zone, and when he needed to, he was able to expand, especially above to the left-handers. Left-handers love that pitch. And it's funny because we all know lefties have that golf swing and they like that pitch down in the zone. But when they see it up here, they want that too.
Yeah.
And you never can catch up to it.
And in case you're wondering, the guy's got a 4.50 ERA. Not since the beginning of July he doesn't. He came in tonight 3-0 with a 2.98. So that really belies that 4.5 ERA for the season. What's Rob Thomson think about Ryan Nelson? Here he is in the clubhouse.
Nelson really pumping strikes. I mean, what made him so effective tonight, in your opinion?
Well, just that. I mean, 21 of 25 first pitch strikes, got ahead. Secondary stuff was good, and he threw it all for strikes, kept guys off balance. Fastball had good carry on it. Yeah, pitched well.
And Wheeler, I mean, it seemed like bad luck early.
Yeah, the first inning, the 3 hits that weren't hit very, very hard. I think I counted 1 or 2 balls that were hit on the nose. And even the pitch to Peterson wasn't all that bad. He just beat him to the spot. So, I thought he struggling to find a split, which would have helped him against the lefties. But, he's effective.
Rojas made some pretty solid contact. Was it good to see him put together some good at-bats?
Yeah. Three balls he hit right on the nose. Played another solid center field today. Had a good day. Really did.
What have you thought of Wheeler's split overall this season?
I think it's been good when he has it. I don't think he really had it tonight, but it's effective against lefties.
And did you guys even have much of a book on that catcher who came up in the ninth? They just not to get big numbers in the minors.
Yeah, he can hit. There's no doubt about it. Just I don't know. Hoffy just threw the ball down the middle and to get ahead and clip him.
Parker had been lining out to left a lot during this trip, and I mean, it seemed like he's been striking the ball with authority. Are you kind of seeing the Bryce Harper come back?
Yeah, he's in a good spot right now.
I know I've just been covering for this series, but on paper it seems like Wheeler's been very, very, very consistent, especially in the past couple of months. Have you come to expect that out of him lately?
Sure. I mean, when him, Nola, now Sanchi, and when Ranger's healthy, those guys, when they go out there, you're thinking you're going to get 6 or 7 innings out of them. That's how effective they've been all year. So, and Wheels has been doing it for a few years now. So, he's a heck of a pitcher.
I'm sure Stott's probably frustrated by the offensive situation he's been in. But a couple up the middle double plays tonight. They were important plays. I mean, he kind of it doesn't seem like his defense suffers.
No,
when he's going through
he's played Gold Glove defense all year long. Diving for balls and making great plays and turning double plays. He's played well.
because he was freezing them up.
Yeah.
If you're able to throw that two-seamer and then all of a sudden you throw that curveball on the outside part, they have no chance.
As you look at his line, recall what Rob Thomson just said post-game. Quote, I thought he struggled to find his split, which would have helped him against the lefty, but he was effective.
Well, you got to understand, that split is somewhat new to him still. He just started throwing the split this year. It would be great if he mastered it, but I don't think he's in that spot right now. I think he's more worried about his other pitches, and that's still not even a secondary. That's a third or fourth pitch that when he does go back, let's say this year after the season, he will master it.
When you master your split, you master your repertoire.
Hold on.
Or something.
Something.
Oh, that's mine, when you master your mind. All right, here is Zack Wheeler, post-game in the clubhouse in Arizona.
Yeah, I think that's a good word for it, a little mixed bag. I don't know, just didn't feel all the way there, but I kind of got through it. And, that first inning killed me a little bit, just, some soft hits getting through, and they just put a run on the board. So, and then Jock, was thigh high, but it was in, and he just did a nice job of hitting that. So, not my best, but yeah.
Rob said that he didn't think your splitter was as effective as it normally is. Is that also how you thought?
Yeah, I think I threw one not in the dirt tonight, so that was kind of frustrating, but also keeping in the back of my head that is still a new pitch for me, so just trying to fix it as I go. And I think the last one I threw was the one that I threw that had the best chance tonight, so that one felt better, and now I can kind of carry that on with me.
How often have you felt like you've had that overall this season? Like, has it been start to start? Whether you're going to have it?
The split, or
yeah,
I don't know. You can kind of tell in the bullpen, but some days it just doesn't transition. But yeah, I feel like it's just kind of start to start. I feel like I probably went on 5 or 6 games now where I can kind of count on it and know what it's going to do. But tonight was a little off. So.
When you do tell in the bullpen that it might not be your night with it, how do you adjust?
Well, it's not my best pitch, so I'm not really worried about it. I have a lot of other pitches I can throw, but it's just mixing it up, and JT always calls a great game for me, so I struck him off one time tonight, and that's when the Jock hit a home run on, so it's normally why I don't shake off.